Hey there, guys. In today's podcast, I'm going to check out this store called Remorem. And this person reached out to me and asked for some help to get their store supercharged and to start making some sales. So I've got 5 very specific tips for this person, and hopefully you can benefit from them too. Hey there, everyone. I hope you're having a great day. If you're interested in listening to more of these podcasts, they're a little more of an opportunity for me to be myself and not be so structured. I can kind of ramble on about things. On the ZEN Watercooler channel, there's videos, and then there's this thing called playlists. So if you click on the playlists, you get kind of like little sections of videos, and there's this one here called ZEN Podcast. All right, let's jump into this store here. Now, I've got some pretty specific advice here for this person. And you know what? First and foremost, I give you credit for starting. Started here in December 2020, 45 designs, obviously a relatively new store at the time of this recording. And I'm going to jump in with some stuff. Now, I want to be very clear because I've got 5 constructive pieces of criticism. And I just want to be very clear. It can be easy sometimes to get down when we think of our own store. So I'm not just talking about this person, but also if you're listening to this as well. And I just want to point out, we were all new at one point. I've made these mistakes myself, or I've made these starting position, I don't want to call them errors, but it's kind of like when you learn something new, you're like, oh, geez, I should have done that. So I want to throw that out there that we've all done it. I mean, I've actually had like accounts banned because I uploaded like Spider-Man images. Like that's how clueless I was at the start of this whole POD, thing. So I don't want you to think that I'm, coming down on the store at all. Quite the opposite. There's a number of things here you can do right. And the first thing I want to point out that you are doing right. So you've got 45 designs in your store. And if I scroll down to the bottom of your store, we can see you've already got 25 favorites, which off of 45 designs is pretty good. Like if you can get, a 1-for-1 or a 2-for-1 favorite, in other words, you've got about 50 designs uploaded. If you could get up to 100 favorites, you're doing all right. So you can use that at the start if you're not making sales. And I know it's not a perfect barometer, but you can use it as a barometer to make sure that somebody out there in the world is slightly interested in your design enough to click the favorite button. So I want to throw that out there just because it can be frustrating. You're kind of like, does anybody know I exist? So that's one option. So the first thing I would do is I would upload more designs. Okay, now I'm going to get into the types of designs to upload and different things you can do. But first and foremost, like literally take a little sticky note or a piece of tape or something, put it on your refrigerator and say 45 out of 500, and then just update it every week. Now I'm at 65, now I'm at 85, and you can just motivate yourself to get to 500 designs. What's going to happen is around 250 designs, most people poop out. They just go, this isn't really a lot of fun. I'm doing a ton of work and I'm not getting any sales. This is stupid. That's, in my mind, my opinion, that's when you push through. That's when you go through and you get to 500, and then you start to see stuff happen around 500, provided that you've got the quality of the design worthy of making a sale. So that's my first piece of advice. Tip number 1, get more designs up. And then the remaining 4 pieces of advice are about the types of designs to do. Okay, the next thing I want to say here is ask yourself why somebody is buying your design versus just going to a Walmart or a Target or whatever your local apparel store is. So like this would be an example of what I would call like a Redbubble design. And that's a good thing. Like you want a design that separates yourself from a store. So this is Jesus's name written in kanji Japanese. Love it. If it was me, my personal advice is I would make like 10 more of these. I'd have a black shirt and white text. I'd have a pink shirt and black text. I'd have the Japanese text maybe going down the side of the shirt. Maybe you've got this with a picture or a circular design, like something, right? I would have variants of it because that in my mind is a design that you cannot buy at the Walmart or the Target. So that would be my next tip is figure out unique designs and make sure that those are the ones that you're making more of. Now, again, you'll want to check down at the bottom look at who's favoring, like not necessarily who's favoring your design, but look at which design is getting favorited. If all 25 favorites are sitting on this Japanese design, then hopefully that underscores the importance of making more of those. If they're spread out maybe among the top 5 or 10 designs, then it's the universe telling you they want a bit more of that. Now it's a subtle, I mean, it's 25, it's not a ton of favorites, but hey, it's something. So you can, whether it's 25 or whether it's 2,000, somebody somewhere is clicking that little favorite button here and saying, I'd like more of that. So that's my next piece of advice, is to look at what people are favoriting, okay? And you just go up into your account and you would click on Manage Portfolio, and you can see the people who are favoriting. You can also check your activities feed. So when you go up to your login, you can go into your account and you can check your activity feed, and you can see exactly who's favoriting your design. So it gives you an idea. My third piece of advice, so the first piece of advice, more designs, okay? Second piece of advice, ask yourself why people are buying from you. So that's my second piece of advice, is get rid of, I don't want to say delete the designs, but stop pursuing designs that you could easily buy at Walmart or Target. And you would know that because nobody's favoring your designs. So out of your 45 designs, if your bottom 20 aren't getting any favorites, don't worry about making more of those, okay? So that's my second piece of advice, is look at these top designs that you've got and make more of those. Okay. The third piece of advice is to actually look at what people are favoriting on an ongoing basis and make sure that you're following. You know, I go into my Redbubble account every day, even though I don't upload every day to Redbubble. It's more of a hobby account for me, but I do go in and I look at who's favoriting what, just to make sure, you know, it keeps me engaged. My fourth piece of advice would be to start up collections. So you've got over here, you've got a collection button and there's nothing really in here. So what I would recommend is pick, say, 5 themes that you would really like to pursue, create 5 collections, and then upload 100 designs into each collection. One of the problems, and look, everybody comes into Redbubble for different reasons. Like I'm talking about consumers here. So some people might click on a design and not care if you have more of them. Other people would look at your store and go, oh, there's no collection. That means I have to go through all 45 designs individually. I'm out. And it's like a half a second decision that they make. What I'd recommend is set up 5 collections, 100 designs each, and then say, okay, I'm going to do Jesus designs and stick all those in there, 100 of those. I'm going to say, you know, exercise, you know, I've got exercise and procrastination. I'm going to make a whole theme about that. But you can pick 5 and just run with that. It gives your store what I call social proof. The idea being that if I'm going to go into your store and I'm going to look here and I go, oh, there's 45 designs. I really wanted this one, but in blue. I don't really see a collection. It's kind of like, it's like little chips away at the armor, and eventually they just bail. They just pull the chute and they jump out of the airplane and they go, I'm not flying with you anymore. Whereas imagine if I showed up, I like this shirt. So now I'm in your shop and there's 450 designs and there's an entire collection of Jesus stuff. Now I'm going to start favoriting stuff. I'm going to go, oh, maybe this one, maybe this one, maybe this one. If I'm inside that collection, it's just making it very easy for the client to go in and like your stuff. It's a lot of work, mind you, but it makes it easy for the client. Okay, and then the last piece of advice I've got, I'm going to spend a little bit of time on this one. It's basically formatting / making sure that your punctuation and your English and your fonts are correct. And the font, I admit, is a judgment call because font is a preference. But something like this, you'll want to make sure to go through each of your designs and make sure that they are, so I'm just going to open this one up. You want to make sure that your designs are scaled for each of your products. So like this, for me, nobody's ever going to buy this because you can't see, like you can't read the text, right? And so I'm guessing that you've got these on, yeah, so here's a t-shirt design. So a couple things. So if you're going to make a sticker, a better way to make a sticker would be to put this item on a square, like save it as a JPEG. Even better would be to save it as a circle. A lot of people like circular stickers. And so you can use that in Photoshop, for example. You can put it on a background, like a white circle. T-shirts look good. You just want to make sure that they're that this is good on all of your products, because if it's not, like here, your graphic t-shirt, like no one's ever going to like that. You're just eliminating the chance down to 0 for a sale on that because it's not formatted correctly. Here, all the phone cases are all off. So it would, like, that would just be an idea. Like, you'd want to go in and make sure that those are properly scaled. And so that's just, standard stuff when you're new. And I've still got, I've got so many designs up. I'm sure one of them is not formatted correctly. So I'm not sitting here, wagging my finger. I'm just going, it's something where if you see a bunch, you'd probably want to go back in and just make sure those are all scaled. The other thing I wanted to say is, like this one, I'll just open up this one as an example. So everyone do what they are made for. It's a great idea. And it actually looks decent. Like it's got a nice, font on a circle, which is good. But there's some spelling and punctuation issues with some of these designs. And so we can see here, everyone is capitalized, and then what is capitalized, and that's not correct. So like, as somebody who is like me, like I would never buy this shirt. Even if I really like the design, I'd be like, well, that looks like it's an error. It looks like it's a misprint. And here they is also capitalized. Another thing that a lot of people do, and it's a personal preference, so if you're looking for variance, is sometimes people put periods in stuff on t-shirts and other times people don't. And generally speaking, if you're saying, like if you're announcing something, you wouldn't have a period at the end of it. It actually mutes the announcement. Now, it's personal preference. So other people might look at this and go, no, I really want the period. What I would suggest is, if you're really hot on the period, then just make 2 designs, one without the period, one with the period. The spelling is definitely a killer though, or the punctuation more accurately. You'd want to make sure that the what and the they are no longer capitalized, because to me, I'm a stickler for English. That would eliminate my chances of ever purchasing this shirt because the punctuation is a deal breaker. Here's another one. I am a mystery ready to solve me. Mystery, ready, and me should all not be capitalized. Here's another one. Jesus coming soon. Jesus is capitalized. Coming is not capitalized. And then soon should not be capitalized. So this C is the error here. Here's another one. Change is only a good thing, regardless of how it's formatted, because it leaks out into the area here. You can see your change is only a good thing. You change in a good way. In a good way is all capitalized. Everything else is lowercase. That can be a turnoff for some people. So you'd probably want to have more consistent font. I'm not saying it's a deal breaker. Somebody might be looking at this going, no, I like the idea that it's capitalized, but just be aware, if you're not getting any likes, any sales, it may be because the fonts are not consistent. Here's 3 inconsistent fonts, all on the same bag. Again, this is art, so I don't want to say it's wrong. It's just, you may find that this is not as visually pleasing as if you had something else. Like for example, this, I'm guessing this here and this here is a silhouette of the cross. So we've got the top, like this is the middle part of the cross and this is the side of the cross. So another idea might be waiting for Jesus, but it's all slanted down to match this line on the cross. So like waiting is up, but the cross is down. It's visually unpleasing for the eye, if I'm being totally honest, Here's another one. Give me water to drink, but the drink is a dark font and it's on white background, but then it's on black background. So it's like, what are we doing here? If this is an artboard print, you'd probably want to have that D a little more visible and that 0 or O a little more visible. So you'd have just a lighter background, maybe a wood background, something like that. I am not one-eyed. And here we've got the E is capitalized. So these are like, I'm not definitely trying to come down on the store. It's just, if you're looking for very specific things that you can do, moving forward, you'd want to make sure that your punctuation is correct, your capitalization is correct. You'd want to have collections, set those up, and, really focus on the ones that are getting favorites and try to make more of those. And really ask yourself too, like, why are people buying from you? Are they cheeky designs? Are they rude designs? And those are good things, by the way. Are they irreverent? Are they completely unique where somebody looks at it and goes, there's no way I could ever, find this in a Walmart or a Target or a local apparel store? This is a shirt that if I saw this at a house, this is the way I look at it. If I was at a house party and I saw someone wearing this shirt, I would look at that and go, who? I wonder where he got that shirt. Like this one here, like you've got, honey, when will you come home? And I'm guessing it's related to hunting. I'm not 100% sure. So it's like this here, like this here says, honey, when will you come home? You should have like it. Now share it. Share, question mark, period. Like I'm guessing English is an issue because this doesn't make any sense as an English native speaker. I'm looking at this and I'm like, I don't understand what that means. So if this is a hunting design, then you would want to have in your description, this hunting design is great for hunters who never seem to come home and their wives are crying in their pillow. It's like something funny or like something like that, right? But I don't understand what the significance is of the animal and also the saying. I'm not saying there is no meaning. I'm saying it's not clear to me what that is. So you would want to spend some time just having your description say something like, this design would be perfect for blah, 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 hunters or teachers or plumbers or whatever it is, right? So I hope you found that helpful. Lots of stuff here to sink your teeth into over your Redbubble journey here over the next few months. And, and the nice thing is, you're only at 45 designs. So it's not like you've got 3,000 designs and no sales, right? If you've got 45 designs, you're just starting out. You got lots of opportunity here to, make some minor tweaks and, have a great time doing it. So I hope you found that helpful. As always, if you found this podcast helpful, hit that like button. Feel free to leave a comment, suggestion. If you'd like to get your shop reviewed, let me know. Just drop me a line. You can just shoot me a comment in the comments section on one of these podcast videos, and I'll do my best to check it out. Thanks so much, everyone.